Greetings, dear viewers. Peace be upon you. This is your host, Kaboyat, and this is Kaboyat Construction Industry Forum on my YouTube channel, Kapihan kay Kaboyat. Once again, I welcome you to episode 3, Chap.2 video of General Building Construction Project Inspectorate Orientation titled Common General Construction Project Control Procedure Flow Chart. In episode 3, Chapter 2, I shall discuss the QA/QC material or equipment inspection request, control procedure for contractors' internal use prior to requesting formal inspection to consultant, and the contractor material equipment inspection request control procedure for the consultant, which I will show to you through flowchart. Disclaimer: since this is my first attempt to create and publish such a video, I therefore want to make clear that I do not claim that this video in itself is perfect, because its content only emanates from my 30 years of professional practice and the trainings I gained in the industry. On the other hand, however, I would deeply appreciate any suggestions and or advices from those who have a good building project inspectorate experience or background, or from those who are more knowledgeable than I am in the field of general building project inspectorate that could contribute and further enrich the contents of this video. After all, the main objective here is to fill the shortage of inspectorate requirement in the construction industry, and most of all, help our promising young professional engineers in their successful journey in the construction industry, and likewise maintain the recognition and respect we, the OFW professional, had obtained from other foreign national professionals and our employer while we perform our professional functions working overseas. So, so now let's start the control procedure. Let's start with the QA/QC material inspection request, QCMIR for short. This project control procedure is practiced and performed by the contractor QC engineer, who is responsible in implementing the company's project quality policy and the project quality assurance plan and program for the specific project. Prior to requesting the consultant's inspectorate engineer's inspection and acceptance of any material and or equipment delivered on site, the contractor QC engineer shall first perform the initial inspection of the delivery to check and verify its compliance to relevant project contract documents. It is important to note that in no time an incident shall any material and or equipment be unloaded, stored, and installed or used in the project without the approval of the construction supervision consultant and or the project architect engineer. The contractor QC engineer shall perform such material or equipment inspection following the foregoing material equipment inspection control procedure process. Step 1. Material engineer or the site engineer submit a QC material inspection request plus supplier delivery documents to the QC engineer. The output document is a QCMIR plus delivery documents. Number 2, the QC engineer conducts the material or equipment inspection and records the results on the QCMI form and distribute copy to the material engineer or the site engineer, the warehouseman, the project manager or project in charge, the document controller, and the supplier or manufacturer. The output document is assigned QCMIR with comments and action code. If not accepted and mark return to supplier, the material engineer, site engineer, or warehouseman shall immediately instruct the supplier to remove the materials or equipment out of the project site. The output document is assigned QCMIR with an action code rejected returned to supplier and the delivery documents. Or, on the other hand, if it's not accepted, however marked, to be placed under quarantine, the QC engineer and the material engineer or the site engineer or the warehouseman shall quarantine material and supplier or manufacturer shall submit rectification proposal, or they can just outright dispose material from the project site and just replace them. The output document here is assigned QCMIR with an action code rejected placed under quarantine and the delivery documents. Now, if the material is accepted, the QC engineer shall proceed to prepare and submit formal material or equipment inspection request to the consultant. The output internal document is assigned QCMIR with an action code approved plus the delivery documents. The external output document is a material or equipment inspection request, a formal material or equipment inspection request to the consultant. Step 5, the document controller shall maintain an updated material receiving inspection log registry. Step 6, the QC engineer or the QA/QC manager shall submit to the company general manager or the company top executive level and or the project manager or project in charge a weekly updated QCMIR report summary. And lastly, the material engineer or the site engineer, warehouseman shall notify the QC engineer of the location, the exact location of all quarantine materials or equipment. And this QCMIR process ends. Now, let's go to our last topic, material equipment inspection request, MIR for short. This project QA/QC control procedure is practiced and performed by the construction supervision consultant inspectorate engineer, who is responsible in implementing the project quality policy and monitoring contractors' compliance on each approved project quality assurance plan and program for the said project. Any materials and or equipment delivered on site for project use must be inspected and approved by the construction supervision consultant inspectorate engineer before such material and or equipment shall be permitted to be unloaded, stored, and and installed or used in the project. Again, be reminded that in no time an incident shall any material and or equipment be unloaded, stored, and installed or used in the project without the approval of the construction supervision consultant and or the project architect engineer. The CSC Inspectorate engineer shall perform such material or equipment inspection following the foregoing material equipment inspection control procedure process. Step 1. The contractor QC engineer submits a formal MIR form plus supplier or manufacturer's delivery documents to consultant on newly arrived material on project site. The output document is a contractor material inspection request plus delivery note. Then, step 2, the consultant inspectorate engineer conducts the inspection and records the result of the on the MIR form and distribute the form to contractor and copy furnish the architect engineer and the QS consultant. The output document is a signed MIR with comments and action code plus the delivery documents. In the event that it is not accepted and mark returned to supplier, the contractor QC engineer shall immediately inform the site engineer or material engineer to instruct supplier to remove the material or equipment out of the project site. The output document is a signed MIR with an action code rejected returned to supplier plus the delivery document. Or not accepted and marked placed under quarantine, the contractor QC engineer or material engineer and the consultant shall quarantine the material and the supplier or manufacturer shall submit rectification proposal or they can just dispose the material from the project site and replace them. The output document is a signed MIR with an action code rejected placed under quarantine plus the delivery document. If accepted, the contractor QC engineer shall inform the site engineer or material engineer to proceed unloading the material and store them as per manufacturer's recommendation. The output document is a signed MIR with an action code approved and delivery documents. Step 5. The consultant and contractor should maintain an updated material receiving inspection log registry. Step 6. The contractor shall issue a weekly updated MIR summary report to consultant, the project architect engineer, the QS consultant, and the designer. And lastly, the contractor engineer, the contractor QC engineer shall notify the consultant and the project architect engineer of the exact location of all rejected under quarantine materials. At this note, MIR process ends. Now, this concludes Episode 3, Chapter 2 of Common General Construction Project Control Procedure. Once again, I do not claim that my videos in itself are perfect. However, I would deeply appreciate any suggestion and or advices from those who have a good building project understanding and experience, or from those who are more knowledgeable than I am in the field of general building project inspectorate that could contribute to further enrich the contents of this subject. After all, the main intention of this series of videos on general building project inspectorate orientation is just to provide a basic orientation on the general building project inspectorate to all new engineers who are aspiring to join the booming construction industry for the first time. I am hoping that the contents of these videos, episode 1 to 4, if totally viewed by the subscribers, can at least contribute somehow for our new aspiring architect or engineers to be recruited or employed by the prospective prestigious contracting and or consulting firms locally and abroad. But before I sign off, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I will appreciate it if you click that red subscription button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified of my next and succeeding videos. And if you like me to go on with this inspectorate orientation, please click the like button. Then share this video to other new engineers, especially to your friends who are also new engineers, so they too can possibly benefit from this orientation video. Thank you and God bless us all. Oh, before I forgot, if you have any comments and or suggestion, feel free to write them on the comment section below so I can read them and I promise to respond to you on my next video. Until then, this is your host, Kaboyat, on Kaboyat Construction Industry Forum on my YouTube channel, Kapihan kay Kaboyat, saying, God bless us all and may God protect us all always. This is your Kaboyat, now signing off.